Welcome to the Main Event Show podcast. I am your host, Mr. Main Event Sean B. And last night's Raw was another amazing Raw. Oh my freaking Lord. The Bullet Club. The Bullet Club has arrived in WWE. And did they ever make an impact? Man, I am stoked. I am stoked for this because the Bullet Club is by far one of my absolute favorite factions. And this past August, it's almost been a year, goddamn, at GFW, Global Force Wrestling in Vegas, I had the pleasure of meeting Gallows and Carl Anderson. Those are the two of the coolest guys ever. I already met Bullet Babe, Amber Gallows. She was there too, and she's an absolute sweetheart. I hope, maybe, I know she's NWA Women's Champion right now, but I hope that WWE is like, hey, we need Bullet Babe in this faction too. So, that being said, I'll get to that later. Here is your Raw results for last night's Monday Night Raw, April 11th, 2016. Shane McMahon back in charge again. Had to throw a little Chris Jericho in there, you know. So, Shane opens Raw. He makes a huge announcement. He makes a tag team tournament. And I was thinking, like, I didn't want to spoil it for myself, thinking the Bullet Club was going to debut tonight, which they did. So, I still had a mark out moment, but I was thinking, maybe this is the episode they debut. So, not only that, he makes Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles for tonight. And if Sami Zayn wins, he is entered in to the World Heavyweight Championship match at Payback because of what Owens did to him last week. And out comes Owens, to run his mouth, blah, 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 about Sami Zayn and why he doesn't get an opportunity. So he was like, you know what, Owens, if you can beat this one man, he's been here since 2:30 in the afternoon, pacing around and whatnot, you can have an Intercontinental shot at The Miz. And out comes Cesaro. And he makes Cesaro for Owens right now. Cesaro wins with the neutralizer over Owens. So at Payback, it'll be The Miz versus Cesaro for the Intercontinental Championship. We have a backstage segment with Ric Flair and Dr. Phil. I don't know why they have Dr. Phil on the show for no reason. It's just a waste for me. I don't care for Dr. Phil at all. So, anyways, he compliments her, says Ric Flair is holding her back, and challenges she can win without cheating and needs to stand on her own 2 feet. We have a backstage with Owens arguing with Shane, and, well, he gets thrown out of the building to make sure he doesn't interfere with Sami's chances at winning. The New Day out next, talking about the tag team tournament, putting it over, and saying no one's gonna beat him though. But I think the Bullet Club's gonna take it, or whatever the hell they're gonna call him. They haven't gave him the name yet. So now we have Lucha Dragons versus the Dudley Boys. Kalisto gets hurt early. He's outside the ring the whole time, so it's really 2-on-1. The Dudleys versus Sin Cara, and of course the Dudleys win. And out come Enzo and Cass. And Enzo and Cass roast the Dudleys again. And there's a funny part where, like, Devon says, "We created you. There will be no tag teams without us." And Enzo goes, "Well, Devin, The only person that created me is my parents when they got it going on. How you doing? I love End Zone Cast, man. Bring up Carmella. Bring up Carmella. Come on. She needs to be there, right there with them. Boo Reigns is next. Roman Reigns is next. Roman gets booed out of the building, of course, saying that he's the guy. He's not the good guy. He's not the bad guy. He's the guy. And then out come the league. Out come the league. They come out running their mouth. Blah, blah, blah. You know, the boring segment between the two most boring people in the world. Then the league attack Roman. But the Wyatts make the save again. I guess the Wyatts are going for a face turn here. Because they've been doing this a couple weeks in a row now. They save and stare down Roman, and out comes Shane, who makes League of Nations versus Bray and Wyatt tonight in the main event. And again, out comes Dr. Phil. After we come back to commercial break. It's Natalya versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship. And Charlotte actually tapped out. But Rick pulled the ref out of the ring and distracted him. And then that got Charlotte the DQ. So Natalya, you're SOL. I'm sorry. We have another backstage segment where with Renee Young. It was Renee Young. Was interviewing Zayn, and AJ interrupts and says there's only one number one contender, and that's him. So now we have the Usos versus the Social Outcasts for another tournament round match. The Usos win, and this is where the Bullet Club make their debut. Coming out of nowhere to be seen, coming from behind and straight up just demolishing the Usos. And you can see the refs kicking the Bullet Club out. You hear Carl Anderson say, "Nice place you got here. Damn straight. Welcome to WWE, Carl Anderson. And welcome back, Luke Gallows, because he's been there before, as many of you know." We have a backstage segment with Miz and Maurice talking about, like, you know, M&Ms and stuff, complaining that it's not domestic water, very Hollywood-ish. JoJo comes in, interviews him, and they get in JoJo's face. In comes Cesaro, you know, pretty much just hyping their match. AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn is next. And AJ wins with a phenomenal forearm. So he's still your number one contender. And they pay respects to each other after the match. So what I'm thinking is Payback. I'm predicting and I'm hoping that AJ Styles beats Roman Reigns with the help of the Bullet Club. And like what rumors swirling around are that they do form their Shield again and take on the Bullet Club. But the Bullet Club came in as heels. So does this mean AJ Styles will turn heel? Because they're talking about the Shield being heels. So Roman's already there pretty much. Nobody likes him. And I guess maybe this is trying to get him over still. But time will tell. Chris Jericho comes out for the highlight reel and says he has an amazing special guest that's big, that's never been done before, and it's himself. Jericho starts interviewing himself for a few minutes. Out comes Dean Ambrose to interrupt. And this is pretty funny. Dean comes with a flower pot, and he comes with a memo. He gives the memo to Chris Jericho. He says, "This is a California speeding ticket." You know what I mean? So he was like, "Oops, I need that." So he gives him the real memo, and it's signed by Shane saying that as of now, the highlight reel has been canceled and replaced by the Dean Ambrose Asylum show. So he has this big cardboard sign taped over the Jerrytron. fake on tie, and then they banter for a bit, and it looks like Chris Jericho's going to attack Dean, but Dean gives him the DDT, the Dirty Deeds. We have another backstage funny segment with Golden Truth and Dr. Phil. Next up is Apollo Crews versus Adam Cole. Adam Cole. Adam Rose. Another squash match where Apollo wins. Now we have Wyatt and Reigns, Bray Wyatt and Reigns versus the League of Nations, Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio. You know, halfway through the match, Rusev interferes or tries to interfere and attacks Bray Wyatt. And then the lights go out. You hear the iconic Wyatt family. And the Wyatts are there to attack Rusev and even out the score, you know. And then Bray and Roman win. Bray hits his sister Abigail on Alberto Del Rio. And Roman hits a spear simultaneously for the win. Oh, I should say before that, before the whole match started, Bray did a promo where in the back where he said you can trust me. So I guess he really is going face. They're all going face, I guess. Anyways, they win and then they stare down each other at the end. So rumor was that after SummerSlam, when their feud with Brock Lesnar or whatever, he's gonna go for the WWE Championship, but I have no idea. All in all, this show was really good. These two past shows have been really good. I don't know what it is about them having Shane in charge that gets the booking and the creative all actually booking good shit. So keep it up, WWE. Very well, very good wrestling, everything. Just keep it up. This is what we like to see in Monday Night Raw. Like, subscribe, favorite, tune in for more. Love you guys. I'm out. Good night.